Hey guys, well, we're up at level 9. I don't get those thoughts, and that's how we know it's not a me thing because other guards said they came up here in the past and they had um, they felt like they were being chased or being watched, and then they had like this. They told me about the shadow, but the thing is I told them that I experienced the same thing. It was like this, the shadow of a person, right? So it's not like someone that was like massively huge, but let's say his head was about as high as that doorway, or maybe no, but less than that. But his like a bit taller than me, but his width was wider. So it's not a me thing. It's just there's something about it's being cleaned out, because just by doing the chanting and playing the chant music and prayers and stuff, and I didn't. Did I? Nah. No. When I say it was felt like gravity pulled me, like I was like walking. I was like walking, but my body wasn't getting close to the edge, but it felt like gravity was pulling me there. But I was like, but my body wasn't getting closer to it. And the thing is that wasn't in the past few nights. It hasn't happened in the past few nights. It feels a lot more clean now, a lot more good now. There's a little smoker area, not all the smoker area. There's a little shed down there. That's where we go to the toilet, and I went there yesterday, and I heard this voice tell me, "Effing cunt," but that was it. That was it. And I told him, "No, you're not allowed. You're not allowed around here." And then this other one said, "Oh, can we go to your house then?" I was like, "No, you're not allowed at my house." I was like, "You go where you belong." And they said, Where do I belong?" And then the other one was like, "Where do I belong?" "Yeah, where do we belong?" Well, I said, "Well, you don't belong in my physical dwelling. You don't belong where I live or wherever I sleep, and you don't belong in the houses of any of my loved ones. You only belong to either go to heaven or go to wherever your ancestors came from, or whatever it is. That's where you're allowed." So I don't struggle with suicide ideation. I don't, because the other guards, some of them refused to come up here, and there's been a couple of others that said that they had a similar thing. They just don't go up here between the hours of 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning because they reckon the activity is a lot more. Well, that's what they would call the witching hour, where the spirit realm was more open for the good or for the bad. But when we have access to the spirit realm all day round, all year round, and work keeps putting us on 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. But it's getting a lot better because of the chanting music and the prayers and stuff. There's no gravity. Don't feel gravity, even though the body is like staying here. I'd be standing here, or I'd be walking along here, but I'd feel like my body's being pulled towards the ledge, but it wasn't. It was like just felt like it, but it wasn't. And I just kept going. So the prayers and the chanting music, and it's really good. You know what? People say that life is really easy and really great when you're in spiritual alignment, but the thing was I've always been like this. Whenever my heart feels like I should do something, my intuition and my gut says I should do something, I either do it immediately, straight away, or I do it as soon as I am able to. Meaning that I might be in the midst of a task and I'm getting paid to do it or whatever, but my intuition says that I should go and visit this person, or I should go and talk to this person, or I should expose this truth, or maybe I should, go for a run or work out at the gym or whatever it may be, or read this book, buy this book, listen to this podcast. And I've always done it immediately on the spot, or if I'm getting paid to do something and I'm in the midst of that job, then I'll do it immediately after I finish that job. So I've always followed my heart, and you know what? Spiritual alignment, yeah, but at the same time, it's like because, like, for example, I have relatives that run churches and stuff, and I heard a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and I used to call it out, but now it's like, I don't really, my connection to the divine is the divine, and every church has got their skeletons in the closet, you know what I mean? Because there's a bunch of people there. Like, if you have, like, for example, they used to have their gatherings, and they get like 10,000 people, right? They're not, I don't know if they're in charge now, but I know they used to be associates to Brian Donahue. So I remember calling them out to their face, and I remember letting others know about it too, and I just remember them saying, like, we'll make sure that you'll never succeed, or this type of thing. And it seems to be like there's informants everywhere, because as I said before, they had an annual gathering where was all the different branches who come together, and they had an average of 10,000 people showing up physically in the building. So as to say, I'm like, you know what, you don't hear from God because we're the mouthpiece of God, because otherwise you would be in charge of all of these things. And I was like a teenager. I stopped calling them out when I was about my early 20s, but they haven't forgotten. All we want you to do is to admit that we are superior to you, and you're not better than us. Okay, well, half of the church leadership are former gang members. Oh, you're not allowed to judge. Anyway, and then, the whole, people can hack into your email if they want to be that interested. But I can't post anything online about whatever I've applied for, and I can't say anything to people unless they're like the very, very, very closest people that I've known for years. And I was friends with people for over a decade. I went no contact with my family in 2020, and because it was like up from like 2007 up until about 2017, 18, everything was all good, and then things went pear-shaped, but I was just hanging in there because of how long I had known them for. But when I went no contact with the family, they showed their true colours. My car tyres got slashed and all this other type of stuff. They weren't bad people. So, sometimes if you're always pursuing the truth and always doing the right thing, people can hate you for that, and they want to, and then even though they get all these riches and all this positions of power, they, you know what? Jesus was walking in spiritual alignment. He got nailed to the cross. So sometimes life doesn't work out, but I know it is, because Spirits promised me that I would become prosperous, and so will my children and my grandchildren and future generations.